Hey, this is the Fight Nerd, and today is October 21st, and it's time for another vlog. We're heading today to Bellator 33 in Philadelphia, and we means, of course, Pete Lampisona. There he is.
Of Matt Combat Sports.
Of Matt Combat Sports. And as I mentioned, we're heading to Bellator 33 today, which is a pretty star-studded event for them. They're going to be having Roger Huerta taking on Eddie Alvarez, Lyman Good versus Ben Askren, and Wilson Hayes is returning to his hometown as well, plus a few other local fighters that are pretty noteworthy. Pete, how do you feel about tonight's Bellator card? It's pretty good, I have to say.
I'm really excited about the card. The Huerta-Alvarez fight is one that I've wanted to see ever since Huerta horribly dropped the ball against Pat Curran. I think Huerta's very interesting because normally I don't like inconsistent fighters, but when he's good, he's just so good that I really like to see that fight. And you know, Eddie, he's got, you can't really ask for more than what Eddie's got as far as build-up goes. He might not be the best in the world, as Bjorn Repny claims, but that one, I think if the right Roger Huerta shows up, it might be one of the better fights you could possibly see.
Yes, definitely. This is a very good way for the season to wrap up as well, because we're coming to the close of Bellator Season 3, heading into Season 4. Season 3 has been pretty good so far. Pete, what do you think about Season 3?
I was really impressed with the way they put on the women's fights. I think that they put on better women's fights than Strikeforce. So I was really impressed with that. I was... let's see, what else? I like the heavyweight fights. I think that the stylistic matchups didn't work out the best. Yeah, sorry about that.
That was the car coming to a sudden stop.
That's the car coming to a sudden stop. I think the stylistic matchups didn't work out the best, but that's just one of those risks that you take when you have a tournament style. You don't always get to see the most exciting matchup. You just see the guy who wins. Cole Conrad, you know, what else to be said about Cole Conrad? He's a very good wrestler.
Big man.
So that everything was pretty nifty to watch. Honestly, Ed West versus Zach Mikowski, even though the fight itself wasn't the single most exciting one I've ever seen, and I still maintain it was a good fight, even though it was mostly Mikowski doing ground control. I thought their whole, like, every fight that both of those guys had on the way up was really fun to watch. So they were both very consummate showmen, which makes good. It makes good for the fans.
That's right. So as I mentioned, we're heading out to Bellator 33. We're going to be there in a little while. We're going to probably be making plenty of stops along the way, and when we get there, we'll let you know. See you then. And there goes a truck, and there's some cars in front of us. But more importantly, we're vlogging again because we just found a way to get into New Jersey without paying any tolls. It was amazing, and we have no idea how we did it. So we're going to try and walk our steps through it, see if we can remember it for future trips. Pete, I think we went from Queens through Brooklyn through Manhattan, now we're in Jersey City. How the hell did we do that?
I know we cut through Chinatown at some point. Again, I was just listening to the GPS and went, where the hell is this going? It was this really backward route, and then I'm like, we're in Jersey and we haven't paid a dime.
Yeah, it's amazing. It never happens.
Yeah, I honestly have no clue.
Yeah, I know we went through went through Queens, went around to the edge of Brooklyn. We were near, I know I saw like the F train, like Essex Street Station, so I went by that. Then we went through Chinatown, Little Italy, into Tribeca, and then we popped out somehow amazingly.
That popped us out to the Holland Tunnel. I just didn't know that went there.
Something like that, yeah. So any viewers out there, if you know how to get to New Jersey like that again, for the love of God, please tell us, because that just saved us a ton of time and a lot of money. Pete totally agrees. And we've made our first food stop here somewhere in Pennsylvania. I got a Boston cream donut from Dunkin' Donuts, which they call a Boston Scream donut for Halloween, and a biscuit. And Pete's got some sort of pumpkin pie, some sort of pumpkin muffin. Pete, how's your muffin? Is it very pumpkin-y?
This is not a pumpkin muffin. This is pumpkin decaf coffee, however. Decaf, because caffeine is really, really bad for you.
What's the muffin then? It's very shiny. I'll give it that. It's very glittery.
Yeah.
Sugar glitter.
It's funny. They say the caffeine's bad for you, but I mean a muffin loaded down with sugar. This is a coffee cake muffin. Coffee cake, all right.
Yeah. Now, we're somewhere in Pennsylvania. We don't really know where.
I thought we were still in Jersey.
Oh, we're in Jersey. Okay, I didn't know where we are. We're not lost. I just don't know where we are. I have no sense of direction. But we got through without paying another toll. How did we do that, Pete? We're in Jersey. We've paid nothing yet.
I still don't know. I still don't know.
This is truly a miraculous trip.
The GPS is magic.
Truly is. So we just want to update you on that. I'm going to go eat my biscuit and save my donut for later. And we'll see you probably when we get to Pennsylvania. And we made it to Pennsylvania and are now stuck in some very unusually heavy traffic considering where we are. Pete, traffic sucks.
We're out in the middle of nowhere. People are thinking of the trip from New York to Philly. We're actually making a stop that takes us out into the nowhere land, and then we're coming back around to Philly. So the one thing that I was expecting this trip to be is quick, and we literally hit a dead stop. And we made the trip through New York and through New Jersey in record time.
So this is payback from the gods.
Yeah, the last 2 miles, I just said this before you turned the camera on, the last 2 miles have taken longer than the previous 50. I have no idea what's going on. If there's anything short of like a horrific kind of Unbreakable style train accident ahead, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yes, and as you can see, we are in rural Pennsylvania because there's nothing but farmland here. Wow, farmland. You don't see that in New York City ever. And here's the truck we've been staring at for the last...
Both upstate and out east.
And here's the truck that we've stuck behind for the last 20 minutes.
Like you got pumpkin patches.
Here's the truck we've been stuck behind for quite some time.
There's a lot of farm on Long Island.
Are you still talking? Are you still talking?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of farm on Long Island.
Here's the truck we've been stuck behind for the last half hour. And we'll update you once we get out of this and hopefully survive to tell the tale.
And upstate New York, this
Goodbye.
farm.
All right, we're here now at Smoky Bones, somewhere in Reading, Pennsylvania, and this is my smokehouse chicken thing. There's some chili cheese nachos. There's Pete. What are you eating, Pete?
Hot chicken sandwich.
Hot chicken sandwich. You'll notice that my food has cheese, and this has cheese, and I am lactose intolerant, so I am in hell. But Pete is not. Yay for Pete. And Pete has a prediction he'd like to make on camera as well about the outcome of tonight's event.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Chew your food,
Every
Pete.
time... I'm good, I'm good.
Okay, all right.
Every time Eddie Alvarez fights near home, and this is actually in his hometown, but every time he fights near home, there's a riot. His fans are known for being prone to riot. At the same time, we got a whole bunch of Philly sports fans, and the Phillies actually just lost last night, so they're going to be geared up to go one way or another. And then we got Lyman Good on the card, so a whole bunch of New York sports fans are going to be coming down in the same stadium with these guys who are known to riot more so than other Philadelphia sports fans. So we're going to have a riot. It's going to happen.
And it should be interesting because it'll have Tiger Schulman's guys who are more technical fighters as opposed to the more brawlers of Philadelphia.
They'll be outnumbered. They will be outnumbered.
It's going to be interesting so if this actually happens. So that's Pete's...
That's my prediction. There's going to be one of those things, someone's going to get drunk and throw a punch at random, and then packed stadium, everyone's going to be fighting everyone else, no one's going to have any idea why.
Alright, so it's about 3. I'm trying to find out a watch to show. There's no watches or clocks on any walls here to show you. But it's about 3:30. So we're making this prediction before we can get to the arena, and we'll see if it comes true. Hopefully it doesn't, because I'm going to be cage side.
Hopefully it doesn't, because we got a lot of expensive equipment we're carrying around, but I'm resigned to the idea that this is a strong possibility.
Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't come true, but if it does, hopefully I'll have the camera rolling. And speaking of which, I'm going to get back to eating this and slowly pick off the cheese and hoping to God that my stomach doesn't explode at Bellator. See you there. And Bellator 33 is over, as you can tell by the significant notice of the burger and fries. And Pete Lamsona eating his food. Pete, let's talk about Bellator 33. Since French fries aren't really that exciting to talk about. Bellator 33, really great show overall. A lot happened. Let's talk about, I guess, the main card and stick with that for the most part. But first, you were wrong, sir, about your prediction. There was no riot.
There were no riots. There were no riots. They were a rowdy crowd, but at no point did they really get angry enough to fight one another. As far as the main card goes, the ones that you guys actually saw on TV, it was absolutely fantastic. Rick Hawn, that was the most beautiful throw that I've seen in MMA in a very, very long time.
That was a very crisp Sayanagi that he just caught him with. Really, it was almost like a fluke, but he just got it. He went with it.
The guy was overextended. He had lost his base against a judo Olympian.
Yeah,
that's not a fluke. That's a mistake. He was doing really well until that point, but as soon as he hit that point where he made a mistake and it got capitalized with gusto. Bam. The Askren fight, the Askren Lyman Good fight, I thought that it went perfectly according to plan for at least the first couple of rounds. So even though it was a very good performance by both men, actually, even though Askren was clearly ahead, it happened like exactly as most people expected it, so it was hard to get really excited. And then the sudden turn right at the end where it looked like Askren won, we thought he got knocked out. Then it looked like when he didn't get knocked out, it looked like he was about to get submitted and then pushes through anyway for the win. That really, it took a fight that most people probably would have considered a little dull and turned it into something that was, let's borrow from CEO Bjorn Rebney, who always calls everything it was magical. It really was.
Magical enchanted evening.
It was a magical and enchanted evening. It was very well. Huerta versus Alvarez was everything I thought it would be. I was surprised. I mean, obviously injuries took their toll. He couldn't answer the third bell. He got messed up.
That was surprising.
Huerta got messed up. The shot that he took to the leg that put him out, I'm not sure if the leg had a hairline fracture on it, but he was walking like it did. Like when he was moving, it looked like he already... So it looked like he was fighting one of the top men in the world with a broken leg for most of that fight. Huerta actually countered with an overhand that put Alvarez down. And when was the last time you've seen someone put Alvarez down, like actually knock him down? It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's not happened in quite some time.
If at all. I can't immediately think, like even like Hansen was always a bit overblown. I always thought that he makes a much better featherweight than he did a lightweight. But even his famous fight with Hansen, where Hansen was supposed to be this huge threat to him standing up, I don't think Hansen ever knocked him down flat with a counter shot. I really like the undercard. I'm going to have to go back through the notes. One thing that, and we were talking about this, when you got a main event that exciting, it takes away from the undercard. So I made notes of a couple of things
since you should also note, there was the undercard, then there was the overcard.
The overcard.
Because there were additional fights after the main event, at which point I'd say 90% of the crowd, if not more, had left with Eddie Alvarez.
Which was a shame, because they had 3 fights after Eddie left. Most of the crowd was gone. They weren't all the best fights ever, but there were a couple of really cool moments that I think would have been better appreciated if everyone wasn't already like mentally checked out.
Myself included. So, Bellator 33, hit or miss?
Definite hit. I would say one of their best. And I have a tremendous amount of respect for Bellator, as you know, and I would still say one of their best, if not their best.
I agree. It's definitely one of their best shows I think I've seen in person. Really exciting, very intense overall. And, we don't really know when they're coming back to this coast yet. Hopefully soon. Hopefully back to Philly or maybe even New Jersey.
Can't reveal anything specific because honestly, I don't know anything specific.
And they really don't know it either.
Yeah, they really don't know it either.
As you've noticed in their scheduling.
Yeah. But from what they know so far that I am sort of privy to, expect some more things in the Mid-Atlantic, particularly in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. If all goes according to script, there's going to be more of those.
Hopefully there are. So that's our trip to Philadelphia. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoy the photos of Bellator 33. You can check out the full photos from Bellator 33 on thefightnerd.com very soon. Probably by the time this vlog is up. And again, you can check out all of Pete's write-ups. Probably pretty right. Oh, I got him mid-eating, mid-chew.
Why do you wait until I take a bear-sized bite?
I was totally waiting for it, just so I could turn the camera back onto you. That's exactly why. Yeah, so you can check him out, mattcombatsports.com. Smile this time, Pete. Let's see what's in your... No, all right.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, fine.
You don't get to make a monkey out of me twice.
We'll see about that. So, check it out, thefightnerd.com. I think I've plugged the site enough times. Bellator 33, if you haven't watched it, try and find a way to do it. We'll see you next time.